Oh, yeah, I saw you get in.
The Star.
Yeah, yeah, y'all already know. Seven the pan. That dude Fizz on the beat. Yeah, yeah. We live in entertainment. Sound change. Round the kings, homie. This is where it get ill. About to have the tip off live as the tip is real. From the court to the diamond, to the track, to the big skin, flying around the field, starting five forever, keeping it real. If it matters in the world of sports, jeans and long sleeves, they taking no shorts. Hot to death, oh yes, these are the sports podcasts live as a pros course. Biz market wave, the starting five goes off. No matter who you cheer for, emotions out the window, they analyze it with clear thoughts. They take it way deeper than the boys ever. No longer got any use for the four letters. The latest news, score stats and the view from the sideline. Ain't no guideline, it's just the truth. Yeah, no need to dig for a pardon line. It's always in season and people start five. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. We got what you need. If the sports news you see, we don't waste time. We talking cause we live it. We got what you need. We going in on three, run the baseline, start five. We got what you need. And y'all know me, seven sign, I'm the illest cat stick. I got what you need.
Oh shit. I think we're gonna deliver what I don't know if we're gonna deliver what y'all need, but we definitely delivering what the streets been talking about today. What up, everybody? It's your boy the mayor, that DJ named Ace Five, your mom's favorite fat guy, all the way from inside the car in deepest, darkest Africa. And we are back with the newest episode of the Start Five. As always, hit that box. 20% off your order using the code STARTIN5. Once again, go get that damn pepper sauce before it sells out again. The best hot sauce. Literally, not to steal from another company, but I legitimately put that shit on everything. I had that shit on some ham and cheese empanadas this morning. Damn it, TJ. Them shits was official.
Yeah, I just had some curry goat and I dipped it in there. Pause. I didn't dip nothing. I put a few drops. I put a few drops in on the rice and peas. But yeah, man, that shit is good. Shout out to my boy at Hooks Rub, because he's definitely doing his thing, and I got to get some more of his spices, because if the pepper sauce is good, I know other shit is just as good quality. So I'm definitely down for that. And actually, you know what? It's not freezing brick ass cold out here today. You know, and I'm happy about that, because that means I get to sit outside and burn another one down. Just counting my days till vacation, and yeah, chilling. What up, Ty?
I'm wait. I want Owen Jamal to at least be on my side to say that we're gonna have to figure out how we can ban the word pause on this show, because you said you was dipping it, and nobody wasn't thinking nothing bad till you said pause, and now it's like, oh shit, that's that. Like, you made it bad because you said pause, and it's like it's becoming ridiculous.
I'm trying to get it out of that habit. I'm really trying to get out of that habit. I wasn't with it when it first came out. And then slowly, you just get around a bunch of people and it's like, yo, come on, man, you're talking reckless. And I'm like, come on, bro. It's normal.
It's that man right there. It's the mayor. He's understand that. But anyway, I ain't really got much going on. I had to do the girls can run 5K this morning with the little ones, with my goddaughter and my regular daughter. So we got out there. Nice. They 10, and they can't run. Girls can't run.
That's disrespectful.
Walking, but I'm just saying, I'm at my age, and they 10, and I'm like pep talking them. You know what I mean? That's kind of, it's like, come on now, let's get busy, man. But
and you said it was a 10K?
5K, 10K.
5K. I'm
Couldn't even
walking
run a
to.
5K. They walk. What?
Nigga, 5K.
I run the
5K. I'm
thing.
walking to.
Well, you older and grown. These are 10-year-old kids that should be able to. They should be able to run that like nobody's business. Like they should be able to run that and go play some basketball afterwards. Like I don't understand why these kids are so like not like physically trained or something. I don't know, but
So not to go
it's
there,
good
but
of
so
you.
you agree with the orange man in office trying to bring back the presidential fitness test in school? The run a mile bullshit and all this other nonsense.
Yeah, they need that. There's a lot of
Yeah.
fat ass kids out here, bro.
I
There's
do
a
agree with
lot
that.
of fat ass little dudes, bro.
I
I'm
agree with
shocked
that.
to see
'Cause
as
now
many
gym
little
class,
kids that chunky and shit.
well, that's what's supposed to be for gym class, but now Bahia tell me she go to gym class and they don't do nothing. They just be in there. You can play basketball if you want. You can play dodgeball if you want, or you can
But
sit
you know
around.
what though?
Or you can walk
Blame
around.
the kids.
Like, come on,
Blame
man.
the kids even from our era who used to go to gym and be like, man, I don't want to sweat. I don't want to be all sweaty and stuff in school and
Dan, hold
get
on.
the fuck out of here.
Hold on. That was only like 2 kids per class, bro.
Oh
Everybody else
yeah.
was playing. Everybody else was playing. Now half the class don't play.
But my
You
point
know what I'm
is
saying?
that same
You
that
have
same
to
ment-
participate to get a
my-
grade. You have to
that
participate.
point is that same
I'm gonna
mentality done crossed over and it grew. The numbers increased over generations because these little motherfuckers are
I'm not an
lazy.
advocate. I'm not an advocate for gym class. I fucking failed gym, but my thing was I was outside. I played football outside. I ran the streets. I was outside. I was athletic. I was still able to do 10 push-ups.
Nigga,
These
the
kids
one
couldn't
class I
How the
definitely
fuck
was
you
in was
failed
gym.
gym? How the hell you failed gym, man?
That was the
Man, no,
one
fuck
class
gym.
I made sure I was in. Shit.
I didn't go, bro. My mom gave me I keep telling y'all, my mom gave me $25 for the gym suit, and I had to get the weed, man. I ain't buying no damn gym suit.
Hey, $25 for weed back then. That was a lot of weed.
Right.
That was a lot of weed back then.
No. Okay, all right, let me break it down, right? I had to get the weed, I had to get the L, I had to get the 3 chicken wings and the rice and gravy so I can get the broad. I could feed her, get her high, and fuck her. And that was how I was getting down. And then I still had to have some money for the homies later for when I wanted to get the 40s and possibly another bag of weed. I mean, so the 25 had to it stretched, but it got me everything I needed. Got me cool with the homies, got me cool with the girl, got me the vagina, and I ate, bro.
That 20, damn, that nigga did Pilates with that damn $25.
Listen, man, $25 used to fill a tank back in my day. You know what I'm saying? Like you still had like change left over.
$10.
Like, I used to hit. Yeah. It was just like you had $20. You know how many 40s you could buy with $20 back in the day?
Well, hold on. What up, O? We didn't get
What up, fellas? Man, I fucked around and dozed off in a chair. Had to get myself together before I got online, man. So
you were drooling, huh? You was drooling on yourself.
I realized, I couldn't get on like that, man.
You got a little spittle in the corner there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what my ass was thinking. It was like 12:30. I was like, it's 12:30. I got time. I woke up and said 1:18. I'm like, oh shit.
That's like
that happened to me last
work.
month. That happened to me last month. I was like, yo, we not starting until 1:30. It's 11:30 now. I'm good. It was 6 o'clock, bro.
Yeah, man.
But back to the gym. Back to the gym class hero, Tyrone.
No, here's what the breakdown. When I was a kid, a Nick bag of marijuana was enough to roll a good L with, right?
You can get almost $2 out of it. You can get almost $2 out of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying. So blunts was 50 cents. So I was getting 2 blunts and a bag of weed and then you can get 3 chicken wings with like $1.25. Rice and gravy was $1, so that's $2.25, and a 40 was $2.50. So I can get a 40 bag, 2 L's, a bag, rice and gravy, and 3 chicken wings, right? And then when I meet up with the broad, what?
St. Ives was 99 cents, dogs.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
St. Ives was 99 cents for
No,
40.
they was 2 for 5 where I was at. Saying a 40 St. Ives was 2 for 5.
That must have been later on.
2 for 5. We was getting them 2 for 5 in my neighborhood, bro.
Yeah, that was when they first came out.
That was
they
in the early
$1.
90s. You talking about
Remember,
Yeah.
you got
I mean,
y'all. Remember,
well, I didn't drink when it first came
y'all
out.
two
You were
got a
older
few
than me,
years on
DJ.
us. You got a few
Listen, I
years
used to
on
get
us.
a slice of
Yeah.
pizza with sausage for $1.50. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But what I'm saying
I
is,
remember
but what I'm
when a
saying is,
slice
but
was
that was my
$1.
breakdown, right?
yeah.
The slice was
But that
$1,
was my
and then it was
breakdown, right?
like, oh shit, it went up to $1.10.
Yep.
But good, yes, that was your
But that was
breakdown.
my breakdown. So
yeah.
with $10, I can meet up with the broad. She gonna smoke a little something. She gonna drink a little beer. She can even take the rice and gravy or the chicken wings. I ain't care which, either intermingle that. And then I was popping it, bro. And that's just how it went.
Your man,
So
your man said, I wish those days
my mom
would
thought,
come back again.
so
Where you going,
listen.
brother?
So me failing gym is my mom's fault. So
Who
me
the
failing gym is
the
my
only
mom's fault because
No, it's your
she could have
fault.
just
It's your fault. It's your fault because
no, it ain't. It's my mom's fault. But she
no
could have went to the school.
You could have
We're
paid
not
for
putting.
it
That's
one
all.
We're
time,
not
Tyrone.
Why?
You
exactly.
could have paid for it
No,
one time, bro.
TJ, it's my mom's fault. She could have
No, it's
went to the
not.
school and bought the gym suit. No, she put $25 in my reckless ass hands and thought that instead of marijuana, beer, and some
You're
yams,
blaming
that I
your
was going to
mother for
buy a
being a
gym suit.
responsible parent and trusting
Right.
her fucking son to do the
No,
right thing.
Exactly.
I'm
That's
blaming
what
my
you're doing?
mother.
Exactly.
Is that what you're
I'm
doing?
blaming my
He's
mother.
he's doing that on this fine Sunday
A responsible,
afternoon.
a
This
responsible
nigga is
parent.
You got
A
the
blaspheming his
responsible
nerve.
parent
mother.
would have known that
You
had
got the
to
nerve to blame
wait.
your mama for being a responsible adult and
He
giving
is
her money, son, for
blaspheming
school
all
and
over his
trusting
mother right
you
now.
with that
What kind of
and
responsible
making sure
parent?
you do the right
Wait a
thing.
minute.
Yeah,
What kind of responsible parent doesn't recognize that she's got an irresponsible ass child? That's her fault. She's
This-
irresponsible.
Are
She
you
should know
always
better than
clipping?
she should never
Were you
done better.
always clipping money from your mom? Is this a thing? Were you a klepto? Were you always clipping money from your mom? Was this a thing?
Oh, the klepto flipping.
I was gonna say, because listen,
He's sharing this evening.
listen. I just gave my
This
daughter
turned into a
150.
therapy session.
I gave my daughter $150 for wrestling, and what did she come home with? She came home with the sweatsuit. She's still waiting on her singlet. That fucking money went to what she was supposed to go to.
Also, she knew the repercussions if she spent that $150. Then,
So Tyrone had no
She didn't come home with a singlet and a story. Is what
so Tyrone had no repercussions, is what he's telling us.
yeah. The beatings.
Oh no, I had repercussions when she found out. But she didn't find. I had repercussions when my mom found out, but she didn't find out till I had that F on my report card from gym class. It was already done. I already failed this shit. That's how she found out I didn't have a gym suit. Then the repercussions came for sure.
He was like, yo, I earned that shit. I earned
25
every strap to the back.
I wrote, look, it take 2 months for the report card to come out from the time she gave me the $25. So for 2 months, I was living my best life.
So that hold on. So this was $25 every day, or you rode that $25 out for 2 months?
No, what I'm saying is, when you first start the school year, she gave me the $25 for gym beginning of the year. I spent it.
Right.
It took 2 months for my mom to find out because I didn't get the F till 2 months later. And then when my mom was like, "Why you got an F in gym?" I was like, "That's when I got."
But
caught.
you made it.
So yeah,
you made it sound like, but you made the story sound like this was a daily operation. That's why it's like, hold on, every day your
Oh
mother's giving you
no,
$25
you
Well,
supposed to
for a
buy
he
the
said
gym
uniform.
he
shoes.
said
You
he was
buy
a
some pair of
notorious
Jordan too.
Clipper. He said he was a notorious Clipper, so he was getting bread anyway.
Haven't said
Yeah.
all that. Haven't said all that, man. Congratulations for the F in gym, man.
Right.
You were the first kid I know to ever get an F in gym, man. You pulled it off though. Good job.
He worked hard. He worked
You
hard
worked
at
hard
it.
at it.
You know what I'm saying? Everything requires effort, and that was an
I knew
amazing
people.
effort.
I knew people who fucking went to summer school for gym because
Yeah, I did too.
they didn't show
Yeah.
up. Which is like, I'm sorry, I was an athlete when I was younger. That was the fun part of the day that we look forward to.
Yeah,
Like, come on, like that's
Okay.
crazy. But it's too late. Too late now, niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah, my school also had an automotive program that was an annex in a separate building. So I had a
yeah.
roster where I could go outside, right? So if I could get out the school building and gym was my next class, fuck out of here, bro. I'm at McDonald's. I'm outside smoking that L. I'm not going to
Yeah.
gym. I failed
Right.
gym. Speaking of summer school for gym, I failed gym every year in high school. And then I found out my senior
That's
year that they said,
insane.
yeah, and then I found out my senior year, you cannot get a high school diploma without passing gym. So I had to do
Right.
what Dan said. I had to take like a special gym class to get the gym credit so I could graduate.
Oh, you definitely was special in that fucking gym class. Shit, that was definitely a special one.
I didn't go to
Gym during the
gym.
summertime is crazy.
Jay, he was cussing out. He was definitely cussing out the kid in the wheelchair. Like, yo, how come you didn't cut him? Damn, nigga, you
That's
can't
I'm just
dribble.
saying.
all 4
I
years
had a
of
car,
physical education with the
TJ.
fattest F you've ever
But
seen. That's
TJ, can you look at it?
insane, bro.
Can you look at it from my side? Can you look at it from my side? I had a car, so it was a choice
Yo,
of
because I
get
had a car in
car,
high school
drive,
too. I never
smoke
missed
an L.
gym.
Hold on. No, I'm saying I could leave a school, get an L, possibly have a girl with me, possibly get some kind of sexual activity in the car, and be back at school and not even get in trouble for it, or go to gym. What would you have done?
Go to gym.
Listen, man.
Go to gym
Listen,
and
man.
got
One
all
of my
that
Went to
shit
gym class?
after school. You go to
Well,
gym and
listen.
get that shit after school.
One of my boys back in the day used to work at a movie theater, so we was leaving school at like 2:00, 1:15. Listen, I remember my senior year. I don't think I went to class. I don't know. I remember I went in one class, and my teacher was like, "We got a special guest appearance today." I don't know how
Oh,
I passed. I was like, "Yo, I'm a senior. I'm not
oh
doing
my
no
God.
more work. I've been here for 4 years.
Oh my God.
I'm not doing none of this shit, bro.
Transparency.
I was always outside."
Transparency. I had an 8th period class, and the class was literally like watching movies and shit. And then funny enough, where I used to be at when I didn't go to that class, because that class was stupid easy, but I didn't go to it because I was right outside next to the field house waiting for practice to start with girls track team members and my boys and shit who didn't have an 8th period, and they were kicking it. That was the only
Listen,
class I ever did that to in high school. But it wasn't
listen.
gym.
When
It
I
was
just made
an
sure,
ancillary. I didn't even need the credit class.
right? Listen, I just made sure I showed up for all the tests. If you just ain't taking no tests, then that's it. You know, you definitely failing.
That's the
So
quizzes.
I just made sure
So
I show up for the test. I passed the test, and I'm like, yo, I'm out. I don't need to be here.
this is exactly what I be talking about. All y'all is against me on this show because TJ just admitted that he was cutting classes that were educational, that had a little bit of importance, that meant something, and y'all harassing me for cutting gym, and this man
But
was
I
cutting
didn't
regular
fail. I
So
didn't
He said,
fail.
no,
class.
Tyrone. And he also said he passed the test.
That part.
I'm cutting class that don't mean shit. He cutting the class trying to teach him something, and he better than me?
Yeah, because I
passed
didn't
the
get an
test.
F.
Bullshit.
I didn't get an F.
Right.
I didn't get an F, bro. I
Right.
never got an F for that.
I was just
The only
telling. My bad.
The only class I failed was Spanish, and I had to go to summer school for that. I don't even know how I passed that shit because I wasn't paying attention in that class either. But
And I was
I
just
was just
telling
like,
my wife passing my daughter's school, like how she was mentioning how, like, oh, this school is so hot. Like, it gets hot in the winter when the more you go. Oh, yeah, because heat rises, duh. But I was just like, yo, we went to that school for summer school. And it was the dream was if you had to go to summer school, get Newdorp High School because it was the only school that had AC. But I was zoned in the area for Curtis High School, so I had to go to Curtis High School for summer school, and that shit was hot as fuck. But it would always be for a class that was necessary to the credits that like I would like just fail, like I would like just fail it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry, the fun class, Jim is always gonna be the one that is just like nigga how
Gym was
when
social
all
hour.
you gotta do is show up.
Gym was social hour. You could talk shit, be with your boys, participate in whatever activity was going on, and have a good time. And then don't forget, my school had a pool, so we was waiting for the girls to come out in them swimsuits, dog. When we had swimming, that
Yeah,
was
see,
another thing right there. Woof,
we didn't
woof.
have that.
We were a bunch of pervs, boy.
Yes, we were.
Hey,
Yes, we were.
let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. Is it more fun to be in the back of a hatchback smoking an L with a girl that possibly will pull her pants down back there and do a little something, or go to gym
Yeah.
class? Which you think is more fun?
I mean,
I had
yours
fun
is more
both of y'all.
fun,
I'm
but
gonna tell you right now.
yours is more fun. But you could have did it with a passing grade. You could have went to one, nigga. You could have went to one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, TJ,
That wasn't happening all the time.
just like just like that commercial, just like the commercial said, why not both?
Bro, you went to school
You
for
could have did that.
52 weeks. You
You
went to
could
school
have
for
did that
52
after
weeks,
school.
and in 52 weeks, you got 52 absences, nigga. You wasn't getting 52 asses, all right? You can't tell me you was getting blunts and asses every time you missed gym class. That's some bullshit, bro.
Exactly.
Once you knew it wasn't going down,
Yo,
once
TJ,
you knew it was going
TJ,
down, I'm going to gym class.
TJ, he was either
He-
getting or trying, man.
He'd have been. I'm
He
saying
was getting or trying.
if it was that much, he would have been a father as a freshman.
Yeah.
The only fresh father. Like,
No, I
nigga, how
wasn't
you
getting
just
like
start
that.
high
Hey,
school
man.
and
Springfield High School had a daycare back then. So
chill.
Come on, man.
Wasn't
Jesus
that
I heard
especially?
you had to take it. Yo, I
But
wasn't
anyway.
getting that busy, you know what I mean? It was some handy dandies and stuff like that, but I wasn't like getting that busy. But I'm just saying, my mentality
saying,
was
you
no
got
matter what I'm doing, I ain't going to gym.
52 weeks of gym class, nigga. Like,
You got busy enough.
Even when
You
I
got
did go to
busy
gym,
enough.
even if I did end up accidentally in gym class, I didn't have the gym suit, so they didn't let me participate. So I usually have to sit in the little classroom area closet.
so
room.
wait a minute. Let me ask you this.
So I still
You
wasn't
really
gonna
had to
get
wear
the
like a tracksuit. You couldn't just wear a t-shirt and shorts to gym or a t-shirt
Nah,
and sweats to gym
you
class.
know what it is. It's like
No.
the school with the school logo on the
Yeah.
t-shirt type shit.
We could show up. I'm
And
sorry.
the
We
fucking
could show up
boxer
with
shorts.
whatever. We could show up with
Yes.
whatever to gym class for my high school.
Same.
Oh, yeah? Oh, shit.
Yeah,
No.
t-shirt,
No, we
sweats,
had to
t-shirt,
go on.
shorts.
No, they told us if you didn't have a school gym uniform, to not participate in gym.
Oh
Yeah, but-
nah, that was nah.
Nope.
They wasn't
My
trying to
school
do
was
all
like,
of
if you
that.
didn't have
Nobody was.
their gym uniform that they told. Yeah.
I
Nah,
understand
we
it.
wasn't.
I
My
understand it
school did
because
that.
it was a thing that when they do shit like that, uniform stuff like that, like it's a form of trying to build structure into a person and structure. And I understand that, even though we all know when we really look at how the school system is, it's just a way to prepare us to be ready for jobs and the workforce. Is it really educating unless you find your way out of it to really educate? It's just to get us ready for the workforce. So for us to be demanded into being in uniform, it's like be ready to put that Mickey D's t-shirt on. Be ready to put the mechanic monkey suit on or some shit. Or
But you know what,
ready to
Dan?
wear a suit.
You know what, Dan? You can't come to school in regular clothes and then ask you to put on a gym uniform. Like, if you're gonna be in uniform, be uniform throughout the whole shit. school, gym, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going into
Right.
the jeans and a hoodie, and then you're gonna ask me to put on your shirt and your shorts.
Right.
And I'm like,
Which
nah, bro.
I know for a fact, like if you was in a school like mine, like we didn't have that, like Port Richmond High School, we didn't have that stereotypical TV or I go to my locker in between classes shit.
Mm-mm,
No, we didn't have lockers.
mm-mm.
The only way we had a locker, to keep it real, we had a locker room. But the only way we definitely had a locker was if you were on a team. I had a locker because I was on the track team, but I wasn't changing in and out for gym like that. Now,
Oh
if you was
no.
right, you went to school with the shit underneath. You had to. That's why us New Yorkers is. I got a pair of shorts on right now underneath. Let's go run a little half court right now. That's that New York shit. Because we always had to be ready for gym. Drop the jeans. We got shorts on. Put them bitches back on.
No, we had lockers for everybody, but you had to bring your own lock because motherfuckers
Yeah.
were stealing. So
Yeah.
so you had
We
to
had
We
do
had
that.
lockers. We had lockers, but we never
We
used
had
them.
lockers and we had a locker room. We had lockers and I never used it neither because I carried everything I had was in my little backpack, so I ain't go to that fucking locker. But look,
Yeah.
we had a locker room too, but like Dave said, you wore your gym suit under your clothes because the nigga that would come in the locker room and pull his pants down and he had the tighty whities on to put his gym suit on, like, no, we weren't about that life. So we had our gym
Right.
clothes on underneath our shit. Well, I didn't, but they did. I ain't had a gym suit. But
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
nah. My
whenever I
school,
was in the locker room, you did that one kid pulled his pants down and he had them Supermans on or whatever, that was it. Nigga clown for the rest of the school year, bro.
Oh
word.
wow.
Nah,
Wow, you
my
in high
school,
school rocking Supermans?
right.
Yeah, you be surprised. High
You
school
didn't
niggas still wear like
graduate to the
Spider-Man
boxes?
drawers, bro.
Man, you get halfway down and realize you got them drawers on.
Bro,
Like, you know
I'm
what?
telling you right
Yeah,
now.
I'm skipping gym today, man.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man,
Nah.
I done been in the locker rooms where, like,
You're gonna
ninth
get
grade,
punched
a
in the
motherfucker
face for
pulled his
asking
pants
me
down and he got on
questions.
the tighty whitey. He got on the tighty whitey Supermans, bro. It happened. Tighty whitey Superman joint.
Nah.
And you like, oh shit,
That
look at
was
that.
that was only track practice for us. And like I said, that was literally the only way you had a locker because it was connected to the gym. And we'd have to get ready for practice there and then go right down the stairs, go outside, or we practice inside. Like, but nah. And then that was the best part too. Like, once you got on a team, and it still stands today like that in the PSAL. Once you're on a team, you didn't have to have gym. But you said you didn't play no team sports
Nah,
in high school, so that would have saved your ass.
I couldn't. I was ineligible because I failed gym. I tried
Yeah.
to get on the high school
Yeah.
football team. I was on the high school football team, and then I failed gym, and they was like, "Yo, you can't play football and fail gym." And so I said, "All right, well, fuck football too." I was on a mission though. I was not going to gym. But look, also, I don't know how much money y'all families had growing up, but we was poor. I couldn't get new underwear. If I wanted new underwear, I either had to buy them myself or I had to turn in a pair of holy fucked up drawers for my mom to say, "Hey, let me get some new ones." So I couldn't just be like, "Oh, I'm in high school now. I need to get boxers." If I asked my mom for a $10 pack of boxers, she had to get 3 fucking tighty whities destroyed before she had that
Nah,
bread
that
out
makes
for the
sense.
boxer shorts, bro.
I understand that. I understand that. I don't know. I try to I think this was a conversation I wanted to have too. Like, do y'all like really like vividly remember like your fashion sense back then?
In
It's
high
like I'm
school,
yeah,
I
because like
couldn't
I'm
afford
starting to
it.
get
I couldn't
foggy.
afford it.
Right.
No, well, I had to work. So in order for me to like get with the clothes that I wanted, like the Le Tigre shirt, the Bugle Boy jeans, whatever else was fucking hot back then, I had to buy it myself. Plus, my mom was buying me tight ass pants all the time, and I was like, "This has got to stop. They're killing me at school. You don't understand what's going on. My thighs are big. My thighs are bigger than my waist, and you keep buying me these 28 Slims." Because she didn't want me wearing nothing baggy. And I'm like, bro, you don't understand. I can't get in these shits. and I'm getting crucified every day. Like I can't take the bus to school because you're killing me. So once I got a job, um, I tried to buy like a shirt here, pair of jeans there, whatever I could afford, and you rock that into whatever your parents got you, and you made it work. And then I started getting into buying my own sneakers because that shit was getting out of control. I was like, nah, I'm not going to school in them shits. You're bugging. So yeah, I was very. I mean, that's all dudes used to do on the back of the bus on the way home was snap on your gear. It was. People don't know what bullying is. You think bullying is people talking about you on the internet? They did that shit to your face, in a cipher of 10 to 15 other people, and they're all laughing at you. And your only response was to come back with some funny shit with that
Or
person
fight.
had on.
Or
Yeah,
fight.
like
or
you.
fight.
Yeah, you had to have a thick skin. People were cruel. These kids were cruel back in the day.
Because I'm sitting there trying to remember, like, how did I really go to school like that? And I know after a while it was like we mentioned with Jim, like I knew I was going to school dressed, ready for practice at the end of the day, type shit. Yeah, and track, I didn't have to have no special shit because I was throwing. I was a thrower, so I would maybe wear some shorts. I definitely wore like a cut sleeve T-shirt to have the arms free for the motion and all that stuff. But and then I know regular school shit like here and there, like we didn't go shopping like that to get certain things. And I do
Listen,
remember like I do remember like the first outfits for when I was going into high school. I do remember that shit. For some reason, I had a pair of red. I forgot what brand jeans. I had a pair of red jeans, a black Marvin the Martian T-shirt, and
nice.
I forgot what sneakers I had. But I felt like a big ass kid though, compared to like being
Yeah,
in high. You know what I'm saying? Like you think of high
yeah,
school is like
yeah.
you're closer to adulthood and shit. You everybody
So
had the one person in school who was always like fully hill figured out all the newest sneakers,
yeah,
all that. Like I would get a couple pairs of sneakers here and there during the year, but sometimes I'd have to beg and cry to get like the one that I wanted.
right.
Yo,
Nah, when I was in,
I was coming from Catholic school, man, all the way from kindergarten
oh,
to the sixth grade,
so you didn't have no gear. It was just uniform.
bro. Yo, so right, so when I got to junior high school, and you complement that with having a Jamaican mother, you know,
Oh God,
fucking clothes was not priority, man. So
nah.
when I was still, me and my pops were still wearing the same shoe size. When I was wearing my pops ponies, that was the only time I got a little bit of, or no, not ponies, K Swiss. That was the only time, niggas was like, oh, okay, yo, I used to get
Oh,
roasted, man.
oh,
Not
your
thinking
yeah.
about it
mom,
now.
your mom like the shirt fit. It fit. You wear it.
Yeah, exactly.
And some
What? You talking about?
and people
I mean,
used to
yo,
roast
when
K Swiss at one time in my area because if they looked at him like, "Yo, too many stripes. This ain't Adidas."
exactly, and that was the closest I got to like any type of fashion. You know what I'm saying? And once I started realizing that Marshalls was selling Bugle Boys and Ralph Lauren, I was like, yo, that was my favorite spot to go to. But yeah, man, when I got my
Yeah,
first job,
listen,
it went strictly to clothes, yo.
I had a job. I was making my little 200, 250, selling newspaper subscriptions. I was dumb nice with it. I won 3 trips to Disney World, never went. And
Mm.
um when I was making that money, bro, that was my money I was stacking up to go buy gear because
Yeah.
you know, once we got into high school, my mom would let me and my boy go downtown. We used to go down to Macy's, we used to go down to the Village, the Guest Store, and that's where we would get our gear. Now, $200-300 could get 2 pairs of jeans, a couple like 4 pairs of shirts. You know what I'm saying? And you be straight for a couple of
Man,
months rocking that, mix and matching
ask
that shit. So,
ask Wiki, ask Ian, because I'll never forget. It was me, him, his cousin Nehemiah, and I think his man Will, and we did the Canal Street run for some Carl Canais. And we bought them shits. It was like $33 each. I forgot what we haggled them, and we all copped at least a pair or two of Carl Canais from Canal Street. And you couldn't tell us shit. That same
nope.
day, which This would have been the perfect segue. We're gonna get to it in a second. That same day, I bought the freaking Craig Mack Flavor in Your Ear CD single. And
Nice.
I forgot what Ian bought, but I know for a fact we had that shit on loop in his house. We was in his house playing fucking Spider-Man and some other shit on Super Nintendo that day. Blasting fucking Flavor in Your Ear on repeat.
Good times,
I,
boy.
Good times, man.
I gotta thank the Philadelphia drug dealers for saving my high school gear, because they started wearing Dickies. All the hustlers, for some reason in Philly, started wearing Dickies and Timberland boots. So, and Dickies was only $35 a set.
Yeah.
So when I got my first paycheck, I just went and ran up like 4 Dickie sets and got me a pair of trees, and I just rocked Dickie sets all year round. And I was cool because nobody say nothing, because that was what the hustlers was wearing. So you look cool. I wasn't poloed down, but I had the Dickie set on, so I looked, cool enough, and it was cheap enough for me to get it. And so yeah, I had all the Dickies, the blue ones, the green, the tan, the black, the red. I just had every Dickie.
Dickies and Carhartts, boy.
I couldn't find Dickies until I got older, until I got to like 20 something, and it became more accessible. Like nobody was wearing that out here. I knew of it because, seeing the videos, especially the West Coast. And it was like, yo, what are they wearing? Like remember like the joints with like that had like the little red and white and black like patch that looked like Dickies, but it wasn't Dickies. It was like either like Ben somethings or whatever it was called or whatever, but I couldn't find them shits till I was older. I mean, in fact, when I first started dating my wife, that's what I was wearing. I was wearing fucking Dickie suits, black short sleeve with the black pants, or the forest green or gray,
Yeah.
tan.
Listen, I tell this story all the time. This dude came on a bus with some Buffalinos, and my man seasoned sauteed his ass. All right. And I was laughing because I was like, I never heard of them shits before. And then I went to the mall and I saw them shits in the window, and I just started cracking up all over again. Like tears were coming down my eyes. I was like, oh, them shits were real. I thought he was making them up.
Yep. I remember when
Dickies
back
had Herman's, boy. Used to get Dickies at Herman's back in the day.
Herman's. You brought it back, bro.
Yep.
Herman's was Modell's before Modell's, man.
Yep.
Oh, Herman's. You should get your
You
ski shit.
you remember Vasquez boots and all that shit? I didn't get those.
Yeah, Vasquez boots was big, bro.
One of the worst beatings that I ever got in my life that I can vividly remember, right? I was tired of wearing Bobos, right? Oh, yeah, because, yo, let me tell you why. I was tired of wearing Bobos, right? And then I found out a couple of people started wearing some Asics, right? And I was like, oh, these Asics look nice. I saw the kids not getting teased for Asics, right? So I found out that you can get a pair of Asics for like $35. And I said, that's kind of in my mom's budget. So I said, Mom, listen, for school, can I get a pair of Asics? They're only $35. They're in the budget. Let me get that. And my mom said, cool, right?
No, please.
So then she goes,
nope.
Well, I mean, she comes back with some Bobos that was like called Xanthiums or some shit. They had an X name. They was fucking Bobos like I don't know what, right? And she goes, these are sneakers you asked me for. And I'm like, Mom, the least you could do is know that Asics would start with a fucking A, not an X. Like I was.
Oh my God!
And then I said to her.
What's crazy is I hear him cussing her out too. I hear her cussing her out.
And then I said, Mom, I told you not to go to fucking Payless. I told you to go to Foot Locker. You went to Payless. And she was just like,
wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Do with my money?
Wait a minute. The math is not math in here. How you was in Bobos and getting weed and bagging the chick in the back of the hatchback if he was wearing Bobos and some other shits, bro? How was that working out?
He had them speakers tucked. He had them speakers tucked under the steering wheel, man. You couldn't see it when he was coming in.
It said he drew
Wait a
the
minute,
Nike
the
check.
math ain't mathing, bro.
He drew the Nike check on the side. He drew it on. He had a marker and drew the Nike check.
Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't. I'm gonna tell you about my high school life, right?
He's stuttering. He's stuttering.
I'm not stuttering because I can break it down. If you would let me talk, I could break it down to you like how you would know, right?
A lisp and a stutter don't work.
Your boy right here. Your boy right here.
I would love to hear this, man.
Secret. Well, if you stop talking, you would hear it.
I'm gonna mute myself.
You getting mad now? I'm sorry, Tyrone.
Can I get the story out? So, because I was super secret squirrel, that's what I was, right? So, there were girls that knew that I had weed. There were girls that knew that I had a car. So they didn't care about me wearing bobos or nothing like that. They was going to get in my car, they was going to smoke weed, they was going to get a ride home, and they would possibly do some things, right? But I better not fucking think that for 1 second, once we got back in that building, that I could even look at him or speak to him at all. This was shit. Bro, this was, hey, I'm going to get in the car with him and smoke some weed. It might be a little handout, but when we get back in that building, if you look at me, we're going to have a fucking problem.
So what you're saying is...
No, I wasn't cool.
So what you were saying was you was being used.
Exactly. My thoughts exactly,
Probably
he allowed himself to get tooted.
It was like, this nigga, but he got weed in the car.
He got weed in the car.
All right.
So,
all right.
I let him go for a couple of seconds.
Yeah. Put it in my hand. Just put it in my hand.
Listen, and that was not pimping either. That he is the Honda Civic prostitute.
You.
Oh shit, Tyrone. Keep going, though. Keep going. I'm listening. I'm listening because this is amazing. This is like, I mean, yo, our youth is like just said, man, this is fucking amazing.
Yo, I mean, listen, man, our youth, you think about it now, and we're in our 40s, late 40s and early 50s and shit. About 95% of this shit, man, we did, we're ashamed of, man. But you know, I mean, hey, man, it makes for a good story, man.
Thank God for no cameras, bro.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I didn't have gear. I didn't have nothing. Or a girl was gonna talk to me for.
Okay. I believe that
what I had
part.
to do.
Hey man, you had to do
that. You had to work the system.
Speaking of no cameras, we got to get into this Diddy documentary because I just finished episode 3 before we started, man, and you would swear that Diddy was not from the era where we didn't take pictures. We didn't do fucking videos and shit like that. And I understand it on a him standpoint of, yo, I'm going to document my life because I'm sure if you see this thing, the way that they laid it out, he definitely moved around like he was king shit and he probably would never be in the position that he's in today. But the position that he's in today, the way that they've lined this show out, you could see it was eventually going to catch up to him. And all I can say is my goodness, because a lot of this shit it's all stories we heard of. But from my perspective, Tyrone, right out the gate, it just felt like, and as I use 50 for the show meme, but it was like, whatever that nigga said, whatever they said that nigga did, it feels like he did that shit.
He did that shit.
And that's how the doc feels, Tyrone. Did he freeze?
Yeah, he's frozen.
Holy shit.
All
Tyrone froze. You saw it, go ahead,
I saw it, man. First of all, man, it's you know, I was explaining to my girl about this shit, man. I felt as though the documentary was incomplete. You know, TJ, you saw it?
Not yet, but I mean, I've been watching clips and shit like that, and I've been hearing other people talk about it. So I just have questions.
All right, so yeah, they went into depth with most of it. I would say about 75% of it. I what and
And oh, the depth.
I don't
Let's
want
be. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, let's be clear on the depth. The depth is they had people who was there for the shit.
right, right. So certain key people that were instrumental in this whole shit were not there. You know what I'm saying? Cassie never an interview with Cassie. I guess she felt as though she didn't want to be a part of it. Whatever. What the only part of the documentary that I did not like was that they did not make the correlation of all these people high up and close to him that passed away, like the Andre Harrell, Kim Porter's, Heavy D's. They never mentioned that these people passed away, and that was the only part that I didn't like because hearing what you heard about him, him and Tupac and him and Kid Cudi and shit, you kind of now you kind of say to yourself, okay, you know what? Now Andre Harrell passing, Heavy D passing, Al B. Sure almost passing away, Kim Porter passed. Okay, now it sounds more like this nigga did, he might have had something to do with this. You know what I'm saying? So, other than that, man, yeah, I don't, you know, it was a pretty good, it was a pretty well done documentary. A lot of people, he did a lot of people dirty, and a lot of people don't like him for it, and yo, if he had just paid these people, it wouldn't have been no documentary to make. That was to me, that was just the freaking, that was the part where I'm like, damn, dude, like all you had to do was give these people some semblance of a compensation, and he never did that with anybody.
So
That's
that's what I
it.
was saying.
Pay them what you
Behind
owe. That's it.
behind the scenes, like where's Bentley Farnsworth with all this? Farnsworth Bentley with all this,
Right,
and I
right.
found out that according to Dan or
No, Tyrone said it.
Tyrone, my bad, um, that he's in some witness protection program. Like he's like he doesn't have to speak on none of this because he was there in the mix,
Yo, but
heavy.
but TJ, what to bring him out though? That Farnsworth Bentley era, it was a real short block of time.
It was, but
It
like
it
even
wasn't
Mace
like
was around
it wasn't
all
like
that
a
shit too.
decade
You know
and
what
all
I'm saying?
that shit. And this is the thing that one of the things we got to put into perspective. A lot of shit happens in a short amount of time. And
That's
so
what I was
yeah,
gonna say.
do I believe they probably was there for some of the shit? Possibly.
Hmm.
Um, I heard a video yesterday from Mace where it's like, I don't think I don't think Mace really was around for a lot of the shit.
Well, he let you live with him for a few months. I don't know, but Farnsworth Bentley, even though he wasn't public, he was still there behind the scenes, like even in the background, like even when he wasn't doing his music shit. I heard he was still around for a little bit after that.
Hmm.
So I don't know when exactly he broke ties with the dude or whatever. But I mean, there's some shit he probably doesn't want to speak on again. That's why he's not around to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, the people closest to him, they had to see something. Something was going on, or they were a part of it, or they knew of it. But like we were saying before when we was talking about this, nobody. Now you're telling me, oh, like these people turned a blind eye because they was getting a bag and they didn't want to fuck that up. But now nobody was getting a bag and they still didn't say nothing. What's
Yeah,
holding you there?
yeah.
What's holding you there? Like I
And
don't I
Mace,
don't
like
need.
I really wanted to hear Mace's side of the story. Like Shine, not too much because we all seen the Shine documentary. So we pretty much know his side, but I did kind of want to hear Mace's
The
side
one
of
the
the
one
story.
story I heard Mace say, and it was Cameron. He went to visit him when he was living with Diddy. He said he went into the bathroom. There was like wild dildos on the counter, and Cam was like, "Bro, is this what we doing? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Is this what we doing?" And Mace was like, "Nah, that was Diddy shit." You know what I'm
well,
saying? But yeah,
But nah,
so
but
so
listen, go ahead.
okay,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
good,
sorry.
good.
No,
Now
no, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say that even even like his two closest mans. You know, I forgot what dude name was with the glasses. You know, I forgot his name, but Kirk, yo, he really did Kirk dirty, man. Like, you know, watching the fucking documentary and shit. And now this dude, you know, he was going through fucking all type of shit, man. I mean, you know, you'll see when you watch it, man. But it was no happy ending for it. I mean, it was a happy ending, but it wasn't the happy ending he wanted. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was no happy ending for it, man. Like, you know, so I'm like, fuck, man. All that shit come back to you.
Yeah, go ahead, Tyrone, before we lose you again.
Yeah. Like I said, I thought that like I said earlier, the trial was 10 times worse than the documentary. And I like that because like I like the fact that the documentary kind of was like it was called The Reckoning, and it was kind of like a build up to his reckoning. It was like showing like from the beginning this dude was on that path that we knew that he was going to get a reckoning somewhere down the line. You know what I mean? It was a buildup of like this is what he did to this person, this is what he did to that person, this is why he did this is how he became this way, that way, that way, and it was just person after person, dirt after dirt, and it was like a perfect timeline from childhood all the way to where he actually got busted. Of like one day it's gonna come, one day it's gonna come, one day it's gonna come. And they just kept pointing out how my man was constantly throughout his life just getting away with a bunch of shit that normal people can never get away with, bro. So it was like his day, it was called The Reckoning because it was like, yo, we know for a fact this dude day is gonna come.
Yes, yes. I liked how they went in depth with the Tupac and Biggie murders. And they showed like, okay, yo, this dude, he may not have pulled the trigger, but he definitely has something to do with both murders. You know, whether it was indirectly or directly. You know,
Right.
yeah,
Which
yeah,
that's definitely old. Like that, if there was one thing to take away from definitely from where I got up to, it was if you thought he did that shit, it looks like he did that shit. Or
yeah.
definitely had a hand in it. Especially when they had that detective and they said it's just like, yo, the only two people who have a dead on clear answer is Diddy
And
and Keefy
PPD,
D.
yeah,
And of course, when you're dealing with two people who one was trying his damnedest to be a street dude, and the other one was a legit street dude, they're gonna go by the street code.
mm-hmm.
And they ain't gonna say nothing. They might not say nothing.
Yep,
Now, as Tyrone we were saying, Keefy D's locked up now. I think he might be talking. Because I mean, statute of limitations on all that street shit, it seems like it's up. It seems like it's up.
yeah. Well, there ain't no statute of limitation on
He
murder.
already talked.
Nope.
Yeah,
Keefy D already talked. He literally said that it was $1 million hit. He basically,
yeah, yeah.
but the other thing was wild to me was that in my theory of why I thought maybe Puffy had something to do with Tupac's murder was I thought it was because of the whole death row thing and because of the whole like East Coast West Coast thing and because of the Bad Boy and all that. And the perspective
Had
wasn't
nothing to
even
do
that.
with
The
him.
perspective was he hated Tupac because he was jealous of Tupac's relationship with Biggie for real.
Yeah.
They said that he considered Biggie his only friend, and he was like Tupac and Biggie acting like they homies, and he's like he didn't like that Tupac and Biggie was friends,
He was cutting
and
in on
that's
that.
why
Yeah.
he hated my man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
That's
like, that's crazy.
crazy.
That Pac was,
That's
like,
crazy.
yeah, he said Pac was, they said that he was mad because Pac was cutting in on his relationship with Biggie. Like he kept telling Biggie, like, why you got this nigga around? Like, I don't want Tupac
Right,
around.
because Pac did not
Period.
like Puff.
He's jealous
So it
of
wasn't
another
even
man.
music.
And on that part, and on that, it was the way that they broke all of that down. it was that part that fully showed that the whole East Coast, West Coast shit was literally just manufactured because Puff didn't like Pac because of what Tyrone just said.
Yeah.
And that shit, this Reckoning documentary series, it just gave, like, to me, it's like just a reassurance of what we all kind of thought or what we all kind of knew. It was just reassurance. Like, that's really where I'm at with it so far. I know I got up to episode 3 when they started talking to they talked to Babs from making the band. They talked to the other woman from was it Danny Kane, and they talked about Cassie, and it was the beginning of the Cassie relationship.
Yeah.
And it's like I understand when people are trying to say shit like, oh, you can you can, if you can see where it's like they hung around because they were still trying to be famous, they were still trying to be stars, and understanding like the levels of power that the dude had in the industry. To where
Right.
it's just like, where it feels like they're kind of laying down and taking it. But also it was just like, at what point do we say the drug usage really fucked up their influence and messed up their mind to where mentally they couldn't escape it? The way people assume you could just, nah, fuck that, I'm getting up and leaving.
Didn't one chick do that and she had a successful
really
career from that?
Confused me? Who?
I thought one chick got out of there and she had I have to look it up, but I thought one chick got out of there.
Well, the one chick that confused the shit out of me, and I'm still confused by it, and I don't know. I don't. Her story's incomplete. Is the Dirty Money girl Kalina, right? She said that she thought that something was going on with him and Dawn, but she was still kind of riding for Puff. She was sitting there going, "I love Puffy. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about him, whatever." But then she turned around and said that when she was going through her divorce and trying to get custody of her kids, that she called my man and asked him for $5,000, and my man said no, he ain't. But then he called me a statement on his behalf when all this shit was going down, and she did it. So I'm like, what the fuck did Puffy have over you? That my man couldn't even give you $5,000, but you still, in the documentary, she still was trying not to say nothing bad about him. Like, she was riding for my man, and I'm just like, he didn't do nothing to you. So I didn't understand that at all. Something going on with her that she don't want to say to me.
I mean, that's the part I didn't understand because, nigga, I mean, I'm not to count your pockets or nothing, not to count the money in your pocket or nothing, but bro, you had it, so you couldn't give her. No, it wasn't even. it was partially the money, but it was she wanted connects, for lawyers and all that shit, for her child custody or some shit like that. And he wouldn't help her out. He wouldn't, he just wouldn't do that shit. And then months later, or years later and shit, he turned around and was like, yo, Dawn is trying to get me, and I need you to come out and say something and say you never saw, da 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 da. But she's like, yo, nigga, I asked you for money, and it wasn't no crazy amount of money. Again, you said 5,000. I don't remember the exact amount. But it was like, you couldn't do it.
Basically, when I asked you for help, you couldn't help me. Now you want help from me when you need help. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not doing that. When, one hand washes the other. We peoples and we cool. I got you. So when I need something, it should be the same way. But exactly. When I needed help, you couldn't do that for me. So now don't even bother calling me for when you need help.
Exactly.
You're bugging.
But TJ,
and it wasn't no crazy amount of money.
But she's on this documentary. Right. It was $5,000. It was $5,000. She said I needed $5,000. He wouldn't give it to me. But here's the other crazy part: is she's on the documentary still talking nice about him, even after the trial, even after everything that happened. She still was talking nice about him. And 2 minutes after she told that story, They read the statement that she gave, so she did it anyway. She gave the statement to try to help him.
Wow.
But you know,
And I'm like,
Tyrone, in her defense, I don't think she said anything nice about him. What she said was that she didn't see any of that stuff. All the stuff
Right.
that Dawn Richards was talking about or
yeah, I
whatever.
know.
She ain't see that stuff, right?
And that's
So
that thing. That's that thing. Oh, of like my relationship is going to be different from the relationship you had with a person.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I understand when somebody, but it's like, and then when you look at friendships, right? Like you're not gonna take that one moment that your friend didn't give you freaking 50 cent to play the arcade machine as, nah, fuck this, whatever, anything else after that, I'm gonna turn on this nigga.
yeah,
You
niggas ain't
know?
shit.
Right. So
Yeah,
that's where like this one is like, yeah, she's still not gonna bash him or not. Okay, like we keep saying 5,000 for him is nothing,
Yeah,
pocket watching, but that's like 50 cents for us now as adults, or $1 or $5 to us,
yeah,
right? But again,
yeah,
maybe that it was like, okay, it was fucked up that she was in that time of need and he didn't come through, but then they turn around and you're still looking. That's when you kind of be like, wait a second, you should man up and nut up and be like, nah, like you wasn't here for me for this. Like I don't love. Like I said about my boy who wrote me 2 complaints, who was my former backup and teammate. Like, nigga, I don't love you no less, but also the white boys be doing this shit for each other on the job, and you couldn't look out for your fucking football brother. Like
Right.
that's kind of how I take that
Right.
shit.
Right.
yeah.
Right.
But go ahead, Tyra. You was trying to say something.
is it pocket watching if we know the pockets? Like I said, is it pocket watching if we know the pockets? We know that Puffy a millionaire slash possibly billionaire, right? So when she say something like a billionaire that's supposed to be my man's in them couldn't give me $5,000, I'm not pocket watching when I say, God damn, that's fucked up. That ain't pocket watching. That's just fucked up.
Yeah, that because
$5,000, bro.
that's walk around money
$5,000,
for him.
and he
That's
probably
that's
said
walk
that in the
around
truck.
money for him.
Yeah,
That's like
like
carrying
come
like
on, man.
$200 in your wallet type shit. You know what I'm saying? You just
Craig Mack,
walking around with it.
and Craig Mack's wife said that Craig Mack was still working for Puffy doing shows and everything, and she went up to Puffy herself and said and told her husband to go get some money from him. She said he walked up to Puffy, he told him like, yo, dude, I'm doing bad, we down bad, I'm a little fucked up, can I hold something? She said Puffy pulled out a knot of cash and gave my man one $100 bill.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo,
Yeah, she said
my
that.
man, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
And
that's
here's the
But
other thing.
crazy.
Here's the other thing
but
that makes me mad. Kalina was in Diddy Dirty Money with him. Kalina was in Diddy Dirty Money with him. Kalina, they just had a platinum album. This was a few years removed from a platinum album, and she was a signed bad boy artist. And she was down bad for $5,000. That already tells me that somewhere along the line, you already fucked this woman over. How she down bad for $5,000 2 years after having a platinum album? You see what I'm
But you know,
saying?
which
So
Nah,
you
nah,
already
Tyrone. You can't blame her poor money management on Diddy not giving her 5 Gs, bro.
hold on,
You
now,
can't
TJ.
do
okay,
that.
okay, yeah,
Hold
all
on.
right.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
I
Oh, go
can.
ahead. Oh, hold
Listen,
on.
TJ,
Go ahead. Oh,
so if this was a one off, TJ, I would be like, yeah, you know what, you're right. But yo, every artist is there for 1 or maybe 2 albums, and then they split. And what's
Yeah,
crazy is that
we all know the lock situation. We all know the
right,
lock situation.
but it's crazy. It's it's and again, and this is why I say it was an incomplete documentary, because Kalina was the only one that showed up. Chick from Dirty Money and Aubrey were the only artists, and Mark Curry were the only artists that showed up. There was no Total, there was no Mace, there was no Faith. Faith wasn't on there. Like, so why all these people decline to be on the in the documentary? Because I know they were all
Because
laughing.
he did them dirty.
But
and
so why
probably,
weren't they
and
on the
probably,
documentary?
probably a lot of their stuff already played out in the public. So why go rehash some shit? But here's what's fucked up. Because why you can't say poor money management, TJ, is because in this doc they clarified how that man, he was paying you. It was like, all right, I'll put it like this. The best explanation I can put it like this. I work for the city of New York, but they don't want us to live outside the city. Why? Because they don't want our tax dollars going elsewhere. So pretty much, I go to work, I pay taxes that pays my salary. I spend money in the state that goes back to funneling the system that pays my salary. Puff, with these contracts and all this shit, the simple thing they clarified, your studio time. He'll tell you, you're coming to daddy's house studio.
Yeah.
And then guess what he did with that? He charged you to pay his studio.
Yeah.
He charged you to pay for some of the shit he was doing to set you up. It was so egregious, TJ.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
You remember Biggie's funeral?
I was gonna say that.
I was waiting for the perfect opportunity to build to this. Oh, let me land.
Okay.
You remember how big they made Biggie's funeral? Puff made Big's estate pay for that shit.
Yeah, I remember right after that happened, there's like Puff contributed nothing to that.
That's crazy.
He contributed nothing to that.
But this man was on camera, on Ellen, on fucking Rosie, on all these shows, fronting like Big was his man, his right, everything, all of that shit. And he said, well, Big gonna have to pay for this. I'm gonna make it a spectacle,
Again,
but Big gonna have to pay for this.
He had the money, yo. Like, and this is, I mean, and you had the money before the Ciroc deal. You know what I'm saying? Again, and the documentary didn't test the Ciroc deal, I guess, because Ciroc didn't want nothing to do with the documentary. You know what I'm saying? But yo, you made money.
But didn't he sue them, or didn't they sue him or something also?
Well, allegedly, conspiracy theorists was saying that, you know, that's when the fucking shoe dropped. When he attempted to sue Ciroc, then that's when the Cassie video came out and everything, you know.
Yeah. All that alleged shit.
Right. Alleged shit, exactly. So I don't know, man. I mean, again, it was, yo, if you had paid these people, if you had paid your artists, man, if you had done right by them, you know, this would have been a shitty documentary because nobody would have had anything bad to say about you. I felt bad. I felt bad for Capricorn Clark, man, because, you know, she with all her emotions, and you're gonna see in this last episode, with all her emotions, it's almost sabotaged her testimony because she had so much emotion into it that, you know, the jury kind of felt like she was bullshitting.
Right. And TJ, so even in the first episode, they kind of set the stage. They kind of set the stage for the quote unquote sexual deviance when they brought up, I don't remember the woman's name, but they brought up a woman from back when he was working under Andre Harrell, but he was doing dancing, video shit, stuff like that. And he got with this woman and he was doing some crazy shit then that the woman's mother wrote Puff's mom a fucking letter. And I just wrote, like, you see typewriter, typewriter ink. Wrote Puff's mom a letter talking about how, you know, how could y'all allow your son to do this to my daughter and all this and that and the third. And just, yeah, once you get into it right away, they get to running. Yeah, Tyrone, you was about to say something.
But TJ, to your point of bad money management, I'll say this though, it is kind of their fault because Babs, and I don't know if she meant to look this fucking dumb, but she looked so fucking dumb because she said that when they did Making the Band and she got picked, she said they gave her a stack of papers this fucking big, right? She said she had lawyers. And she said, I turned that paperwork over to her lawyers, right? And then she came back
Okay.
and she said the lawyers came back and told her, listen, all of this paperwork is promising you fame, but no fortune. And then 2 seconds later, she goes, and I definitely signed that shit. And I'm like, the lawyers literally told you that you're
Wow.
gonna be famous, but you're gonna get burnt like a motherfucker out of the money. And she said
Okay,
she signed it.
okay,
So you
okay. All
chose
right.
fame
So
over
right,
fortune.
I remember that part, right? So I for maybe about 5 seconds I was like, yo, she's crazy, but she was like, she's probably thinking like, yo, listen, I was probably working at fucking Target, you know, making fucking 12, 16, $18 an hour before this. Now, I have the fame. I mean, it's still, I'm not gonna get the fortune, it doesn't say nothing about the fortune, but at least I'm not working at Target. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's what,
that's the perspective of the fame could lead to something else outside of this
right.
shit.
And not to mention, she's not a 50-year-old Babs we're talking about. You're talking about an 18, 19, 20-year-old Babs at the time.
And
You know
we
what I'm
talked
saying?
about bad decision making early.
Right. So that you also have to keep in mind as well. So I mean, it's he did a lot of people dirty, man. And if you grew up with good morals, and again, this is this is a running argument I have with people in my circle. If you grew up with good morals and good ethics and all that, he would not have done all this. You know what I'm saying? And his mom's already spilled the beans talking about, she was in after hour spots, working after hour spots, da da da. His pops was a gangster that got killed and shit. So we kind of seen these things playing, you know, kind of coming to fruition, man, in the beginning stages.
Right,
Um,
right.
how so? Oh, let me ask you, how scared of Puffy would you have been? Because for me, when the boy said that he came in with the bat and told him sign over the other 25%, and I'm thinking to myself, 25% of bad boy, you're gonna have to hit me with that bat, motherfucker. Like you're gonna have to hit me with that bat, because I'm not doing it. Like you think you're gonna threaten me with a bat and I'm signing over 25% of bad boy at that time?
So
You out
so
your
Was
fucking
Tyrone,
that
mind,
the
bro.
was that
Tyrone,
the
let me
You
let
got
me
dude? Was
millions
that
and
the
millions of dollars.
Tyrone, let me tell you something,
was
right?
that I was gonna just
So,
ask real quick, was that the dude where he's like, give me the stock money and I'll give you back? I'm gonna give it
yeah, yeah,
back.
yeah. That's
Okay,
it.
yeah, okay, keep going, keep
That's
Yeah.
it.
going.
So in the Caribbean had this saying, man, that monkey know what limb to jump on, right? Monkey know which limb to jump on. Basically, a motherfucker know who to do that to. You couldn't do that shit to everybody. And I'm not saying that this dude is pussy or nothing like that, but you know, Puff knew who he could do that to. You know what I'm saying? And Joe, 25% is a lot. You know, for me to you standing behind me with a bat, yeah, you're gonna have to hit me with that bat, bro. You're gonna have to hit, and that's just the way it is.
And it's safe to say he never got that money back.
And yeah, yo. I don't want to tell the story, but yo, dude said he ended up homeless, in and out of shelters, done seen sexual deviant side of. I'm like, bro, nigga, you? I mean, I'm sure you was the first one. You was the first one with your hand up when they said they was gonna do a documentary. You're like, yes, I need to tell my story, and he damn
Yep.
sure did, man.
Yeah, man. But all in all, though, man, like I said, I still got one more episode to watch. But TJ, it's worth watching because you're gonna feel
I'm
like,
gonna
oh
watch
shit,
it.
yeah. You're gonna feel like, oh, I knew about this, but it hits a little different when you're hearing from the people who was on the ground, boots on the
Absolutely,
ground, right there with them,
absolutely.
and that's like the difference. But Eric Tyrone, because you
They
made a
did
joke
do
about Eric Sermon pre-show, like it was it felt weird with Eric Sermon being in that throughout the whole thing. and he was there in the beginning. It was like just the beginning, but
Yeah. It did feel weird, man. You almost forget that Eric Summer was dealing with Misa
But
before Puff was though.
So here's the thing, right? Misha Hilton, I've known her since the 8th grade. All right, she went to my junior high school and she went to my high school. And Eric Sermon would be picking her up from over in the high school. So when Eric Sermon's talking about he stole my girl, that's who he's talking about.
right.
And
So
she
I'm
was,
sorry. Wait, whoa.
He was picking
I'm
up,
not gonna
yes.
let you. I'm not gonna let you breeze by that, bro. Okay. So you knew Misa from when? Say again.
7th grade
7th grade, and Eric Summer was picking her up.
in high school
Was he picking her up on a bike?
on a Benz, bro. The big shit.
Okay. Oh, Benz. Oh,
Yeah,
so Eric Summer was how old?
yeah. He graduated high school long before we did.
Oh, pretty much what you're saying
that was
is
the
some
deal
shit.
back then.
I was gonna say there was some shit, and not that it was okay, but there was every high school had the one girl who had the boyfriend who was like 20, 21 that was pulling up in the car.
Yeah, man.
Well, yo,
She wasn't the only one.
We're talking about
She wasn't the
7th,
only
8th
one,
grade,
but
man.
he was the most
other
famous one.
God damn.
Arn Anderson, I think he said he met his
but you
wife
know what my
and she
thought
was
was?
only like 15, 16.
Got to be more careful.
You
Get
know what
Tyrone.
take I got from the documentary though? There is a lot of stuff in there that we know. There's a lot of stuff in the documentary that we're gonna say, yeah, we know. But my perspective is that we kind of see more of why. You know, I didn't know exactly why some of the stuff was going down that I heard about and some of the stories going down, but now you actually see like why Puffy did a lot of this. Understand now why this nigga was doing certain things because that was his mentality or that's what he thought or that's how he moved. So it gave a perspective on like why he was being so fucked up to people. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
what it
kind of
did
what I
for
was
me.
saying before. It gives clarity. It gives clarity. It gives the if you felt like he did this shit, nigga, he probably did. This documentary kind of says, without saying it directly, he did that shit.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this shit did.
But here's my problem too. Dame Dash was going around talking about 50 Cent doing nasty work for doing this documentary and all that. And I'm like, dang, did you hear the trial? Did you hear the trial? So you heard what they said at this trial that this man was doing. You mad about the documentary? You mad about this thing? Like this thing ain't nothing compared to that trial. So I'm like, Dame, like be quiet because you're coming at 50 Cent and getting yourself involved in a beef with a man that's petty motherfucking Betty that you know is gonna come back at you over a dude that over a documentary that is not even half as bad as what was said at this man's trial. So he's like, why are you trying to bring this man down and this nasty work and you trying to come up on this man's downfall? And I'm like, he can't bring him down. That trial, you can't go no lower than that. That's hell right there. So he ain't bringing him
You know,
down. He's, if
I
anything,
gotta
he's
say,
kind
you're
of
the
putting more light on why this man might be fucked up.
number one. I gotta say, you're the only person I've heard with the perspective of, throwing in the mix of the trial was worse. But but we also gotta remember this is not new for 50. And not just as far as like you said pre-show, like he's been a lifelong troll to people as long as he's been in the industry. No, it's been up for him and Diddy almost since like inception. And it's been public. He always had his public beefs with everything about Diddy. And now I think the word is like there's either more episodes coming or like a season 2 possibly on the way, and
Oh shit.
allegedly more names is being implicated. Like again, allegedly, I seen a video on Instagram, and it was claiming that Busta ain't happy with 50 because of what's potentially to come. Now,
Mm.
also let's remember, 50 is the biggest name attached to it. I think he's just the money, aka
Right.
executive producer.
Right.
but hey, but when you put your money behind it, there's a cosign. In street terms, if you putting you down with this shit too, you're a
Yeah,
co-conspirator.
yeah.
What happened, Tyrone?
I'm I'm just confused though. I don't care. I'm saying I don't care because that's my perspective. We heard the trial. So there's nothing nobody can say on a documentary that's going to make me feel any. It's nothing. You can't say nothing on that documentary that's going to make me feel fucked up about this man after hearing that trial.
Because the trial
Nothing.
was that
So who
bad.
cares?
The
Yeah,
trial was
I'm
that bad.
co-signing everything that's in the documentary. Right.
I didn't. You know, it's
So
funny.
now
I
we
didn't
mad at
think
50 Cent for co-signing the shit on the documentary.
Right.
The
I think
documentary
the
ain't even that bad. If anything, the documentary.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead,
No, I was saying that I don't. When the trial
If
happened, I
anything,
didn't
to
really.
me, the documentary.
There's a delay.
We're
There's a
not. The
delay.
delay is not that crazy. The delay
What, no,
is not
what
that
I'm
crazy.
saying, what I was saying is that I don't recall. I didn't really follow the trial too long. I mean, too intensely. And so, but I still knew, I still had background knowledge of, who this person was and what he was doing and da 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 da. So yeah, so I just went ahead and watched the
Right.
documentary.
And the
Now,
doc,
now
the doc gives more than the trial. It
right,
gives us extra on top of the trial, actually.
right, right. And so episode 4 explains how, you know, Diddy's PR team was dealing directly with these bloggers and shit to manipulate stories and with social media and all that shit. So yeah, I mean it was a good, it was not a bad documentary all in all. I mean people may feel the way they feel a way about it or whatever what 50 did, but the fact that it was 4 parts, it pretty much covered most of what they should have covered, man. You know, again, the deaths and around Puff, they never touched that. They never spoke about Kid Cudi's car getting blown up. You know, like certain things get left out. But
But that's where Tyrone would say that's where the trial comes into play, right?
mm,
Ty, did we lose you?
no,
He's
he's
frozen.
This is shocking.
Yeah, he's never
This is
frozen.
he's usually always good.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Ty, you with us? You moving in slow motion over there.
What? How? What'd you say?
No, I was saying like O mentioned they never got into the whole Kid Cudi blowing up the car thing. I said, and that's where the trial comes into play.
Well, no. They never got into a lot of the trial things. Yeah, they mentioned the Kathy shit. Yeah, they mentioned, but the trial was in depth. I listened to the whole trial, and it was in depth detail. And this documentary did not go into in depth detail like the trial did. So for
So
y'all
let
who
me.
just followed the trial, maybe heard stories about it, I listened to the whole trial. The trial is in depth detail of every event, and it is disgusting, bro. It is
So let me
way
ask you.
worse than anything that was said on that documentary.
wow.
So let me ask you this: did they need to go in depth like that because of the trial already?
No, that's what I'm saying. This documentary to me gave a little bit of it actually helped Puff because it painted a light that hey, this dude had it rough. Like he had a bad childhood. Like it gave a sense of that he was influenced by his parents, by like his lifestyle, his livelihood, and everything that was going on with him. Like it was a build up to this. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
it kind of almost
Mm-hmm.
But
made him. It kind of almost gave him an excuse, almost a little bit.
and
Mm,
that's where I'll finally disagree because yes, in the beginning of it, they did the proper documentary storytelling thing of they gave up his beginnings and how he got to the whole Andre Harrell. He always wanted to be a star type of person, famous and whatever. And Yes, they gave his family foundation, but it didn't hang. They didn't hang their hat on his family foundation.
Just
They
that.
hung that. They hung their hat on what this Negro was being accused of doing or did do. They really hung their hat on what he was actually doing. But Tyrone isn't wrong because the foundation it lays out there. I can see how he got there. I can see what mental state and what mental conditions he was put in to put himself in these situations. But like we say, like you can be the person you call back. You can be the person who says, "Nah, mom, I'm gonna give my freaking uniform money in." You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm gonna give my uniform money in. He could have changed that his dynamic. He could have changed his if
He changed the
if that was
narrative.
the thing.
He could
He
have
could have
changed the
changed
narrative.
his narrative. But he was a dude who was hungry for fame, hungry for popularity, hungry to be a star at something, hungry for people to know him. He wanted to get the money. He was from Mount Vernon, whatever, but he became and acted like a Harlem cat. You know what I'm saying? Tried to act like a Harlem gangster and do all that stuff. And the foundation was there for him because he came from that by way of his dad and all that and his mom doing what she did. But he could have also broke the cycle to where you can't. That's why I say I disagree with Tyrone, where it's like you can't be empathetic with that and think, oh well, he's just doing this because of how he was raised. No, no.
I'm not,
Because of how
yeah,
you
but
were
I'm just saying
raised.
that
Yeah, but
that the
hold on.
documentary painted him in a
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Did I maintain him in what?
I was just saying I was just saying that the documentary painted him in a better light than the trial painted him as. The trial painted him as a
Nah,
monster, and the documentary painted him as like somebody who was just got overly ambitious and just couldn't reel it back in. You know what I mean? It was like he
I
just went
can.
off the rails. The trial man, my man's a monster,
Right, but the way you just
like an
said that,
evil
I can
person.
I can the way you just said that, I can see that, and that was being really nice. In the way you just described it, like that was being really really nice on a documentary. But like again, I mean, yeah, he was a the documentary also painted but didn't lay on it too heavy. Well, no, it laid on it. He was just a sexual deviant. He had his proclivities, as some would say. But niggas
Your man
saving
was living.
semen and saving
Your man was
semen in
living.
jars.
Your man was living every fantasy he could possibly fulfill, and that's what he was doing. Every
Right,
kink shit, every freaky
But
shit,
right.
he was
He had a
doing it.
kink. He definitely had a kink or two. But
Oh,
it wasn't the kink. It wasn't the kink. It was what was being done in between said kinks, where you'd be like, all right, this is ridiculous.
yeah.
but do y'all hold any fault on the people that didn't stop him? Because like my man didn't have money, like he didn't have money in the power coming up, but he got there because the people that he was coming up with didn't reel him in when he started going crazy. Like nobody stopped him. And I don't know,
Because they
he wasn't even a tough guy. Like he wasn't even a
because they
tough
thought
guy. So why
they were
didn't
gonna
nobody
ride those
stop him?
coattails. They were gonna
No,
ride them coattails. They were gonna ride them
it was,
coattails, and
but no,
everybody thought getting the bag.
but TJ also too. If you watch it, there really was no stopping him because the dude gave off that he was that much of a nut job that he would have got you touched one
Mm,
way or another. That's
okay,
just the vibe that I got.
okay.
And that's the vibe that I got. He would have got you touched to where it's again shoulda, coulda, woulda conversation, Tyrone. Like I see you. Cause I would be the same thing. Like nobody's gonna say nothing. Cause that's what you get. Like, yo, nobody's gonna say nothing. But also, we gotta think back at the time. We gotta think back at the era. People coming up, and it's people who had nothing. people who had nothing, and they putting them in positions. And a lot of people, especially in that era, you know how people used to, man, I'm riding with this dude. You know, people would ride with like a record label because it was like it was a gang, but not realizing like the record label's fucking you. But I'm riding with them no matter what type shit. Or just like a gang. You riding with a gang no matter what, but yet the gang is making you go out and kill people. The gang is making you go out and rob people. The gang is making you risk your life and your freedom for some shit that once you're gone away, they're throwing you away.
Yo, what's the MOP line?
People,
Your man say you doing crimes for people who wouldn't jaywalk with you. You know what I'm saying? It's just-
right?
But Puff
Right.
said it himself. I got thugs on salary. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But little do we know, they wasn't on salary. You know what I'm saying? These people are doing it off the strength.
Right. And that's the
You
thing.
know,
It's like, we got to remember, like, the era, it's like, we all
It is the
said it.
era.
Tyrone, you said it, era. You said it before, Tyrone, too. It's like, you do something strange for a piece of change sometimes. There's limits as we get older. But when we were in our 20s and teens and shit like that,
Facts.
not fully knowing, we'd put ourselves in situations that we look back at now and it's just like, wait, nah, son, I was bugging. But then it was all about that mission at that time, no?
Also, you gotta compliment today's youth because they recognize that shit now, as opposed to because they have so much to go back on and look at, right? Because we didn't have any examples, or we were going through it at the same time everybody else was going through it. So you got to think about that too. Like there were no standards back then. It was the Wild West. The 90s was the Wild West. It was the golden age of hip hop. Everybody was trying to get on. Everybody wanted to be next to the man or wanted to be the man in the club, in the studio, at the parties, at the after parties. They could say, I was there. I did this. I got pictures to prove it. That's what you was going. That was clout chasing before it was clout chasing. You know what I'm saying?
CJ, some people had so much power that when the one voice came out and was like, nah, this nigga over here is a wild boy. He tried to touch my butt. He tried to do this, that, and third. They had so much power to where it'd be like, nah, we don't believe you. And
It's
had
not
the
even that.
masses instantly be like,
It's
nah,
not
we
even
don't
that,
believe
Dan.
you.
He tried to touch your butt. He didn't try to touch mine. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm talking about. But it didn't happen to me.
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in close quarters with this dude when nobody's around. Nothing like that happened.
Yeah, it's because he didn't like you, nigga. Like,
damn.
Now, too, CJ, you got the light skin butt. CJ got the light skin butt. He would have
I was never invited to those parties, man. I was too loud. I was too rowdy. I was never getting in that crowd.
You know what else that I thought was crazy was they said that Diddy hired the film crew to film him up until he got arrested. And he was hiring them to film him, and he said he got the film crew following him for because he was trying to do this whole PR film, the PR spin, right? And my man wasn't letting them cut the cameras off. So he was doing all the talking, all that good shit, and then he would go back and double down and talk some crazy shit, and they still had the cameras rolling. It was like, dude, get the good shit, turn the cameras off.
Wait a minute. Edit the shit, cut it out, like, delete it.
But yo, again, he never paid them.
He went outside in Harlem. But he went out. I'm saying to you, remember when he went outside in Harlem and he was out there with all the people and they were filming him talking to the people and he was like, I'm giving back to I'm out here with the community and all that. And then he got in the car and he's like, yo,
I need to take a bath.
Dirty. I gotta drink some boiling hot water. I gotta put some
He said that was like he said that was what I just ended on. Like he said, yo, I need. That was like 100. That was a lot of people. It was like I need to take a bath. I need to cleanse. He was trying to make it all Christian. Like I need to cleanse myself. I need to get into some scalding hot water. and just cleanse my body. That was like a lot of people. That
Wow.
was like 150 hugs and stuff out there, man. And they dirty, and I
Wow.
just got to get that off of me. And I was
Wow.
just
You
like,
could have kept
damn.
that to you. You could have kept that to yourself.
Right, but then, listen though. I mean, you know, hearing us talking about it, right?
He not wrong.
All four of
It's
us would have said
dirty.
the same
Niggas is
thing.
dirty.
Right, all four of us would have said the same thing. But niggas, you probably don't need to say that.
Right.
You know,
The semen collector. The fucking semen collector, right? Talking about 150 hugs is dirty. Nigga, you sticky.
Yo, they went into depth. You're gonna see that fourth episode. They went into depth about the baby oil and all that shit, and the properties in that baby oil. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, they briefly the gigolo dude, he briefly mentioned like, yo, they was putting this, that, and the third in the baby oil, and that was the first time I ever had ecstasy, and yeah. You could do a lot under the influence of drugs.
And I don't know if this is,
and you don't know?
I know I was trying to get Paul's band on this show, but I don't know if this is a Paul's moment. And I know I was trying to get Paul's band on this show, but for me, that gigolo dude was ugly. I was looking at him like, that's the dude y'all picked the fuck with? Because this man looks
that is the pause.
like,
You're right.
I was sitting there going, how ugly this nigga is.
But again, you're looking at it, pause, you're looking at him at a 2025 lens.
Right. Yo, a lot of those people.
You're looking at him in a 2025 lens.
They did not age good, yo. Anybody that was in this documentary, they all look. I mean, yo, the shit just happened maybe 10, 20 years ago. They look about 30, 40 years.
Yo, they were dealing with a lot of stress, man. Over the years, people coming at them.
I'm looking at Capricorn Clark, and I'm like, yo, she was a little cutie back in the day. Now, yo, yeah,
they couldn't pay you. They couldn't pay you. Oh, they couldn't pay you.
Stress kills.
Nobody saw in that documentary.
He's like, everybody's got a number, not that one.
Yeah, not that one. That's still too low.
He said, not even a sleep number.
Oh my God. All right, I'm going to watch it this week.
You know what else got me in that documentary is, you know what else got me a little fucked up in that documentary was when they were showing like the early interviews of Cassie, and she was doing her early interviews when she was 19 and she first started talking to Diddy, you could clearly see this girl was uncomfortable. Like something was wrong with her at 19. You could clearly see it. And I'm like, nobody not seeing this because I'm looking at the interviews and I'm like, she is scared to say shit. She looking weird. She talking weird. I'm like, this girl's 19 years old. She's uncomfortable as fuck right now. So I'm like, you can see something's wrong if you go back and look at these interviews in hindsight. You can see something fucked up with her.
I agree with you on that. Yeah. It's sad, man. But yo, it's listen. That lifestyle was rampant. I think I might have sent y'all a video on TikTok, man, of the white lady and shit that said that she stumbled onto Puff's all white party in St. Bart's and shit, and yeah, man, she was saying, and what she was saying was corroborating with, you know, some of them crazy stories that we heard, you know, not necessarily with Puff, but just with his circle and shit. So I mean, yo,
that's crazy.
It's a life that we're just not privy to, man. And so when we hear shit like this, she was like, yo, what was it's mind blowing.
Which again brings me to, and I don't know if we got anything else, but this was good. This was good to me. But this is why you salute Derek Jeter. This is why he's the captain for a reason. Cell phone basket, keys, lock that bitch up. If you heard something about my parties or whatever, you only verbally heard some shit. You ain't gonna visually hear nothing.
There will never be a bad word spoken about me ever.
Ever.
and he made it, that way.
But
He
yo,
definitely
Ever.
made it.
Puff was in a class by himself because remember we're still remember a time when niggas like Allen Iverson was was making his rounds or whatever, and it wasn't even close to what Puff was doing.
No.
I
Well,
mean,
Well,
and
Iverson had a
I
dude.
don't know what
if
Allen
it was,
Iverson was doing.
it never got
Oh,
out to the limelight.
are you
Al, Al,
talking like what he did when he was in Virginia, Allen Iverson era shit?
no,
I'm
when
talking
he
about
was
with
in the
Philly.
league,
Yeah.
yeah, and when he was in the league, he would see a chick, and he would send one of his mans to go and like hunt this chick down, and he was like, "Yo, Iverson wants to meet you after the game." Whether they had a dude or not, it didn't matter. You
Oh,
know what I'm saying?
that I think a ton of pro athletes did that shit though.
I
I
don't
think a
know,
lot of
but
people had that.
that shit is wild to me. But I mean, but you know what? Like you said, that's in a circle or area of life. You know, if I hit Mega Millions, I don't know, will I become that guy too? You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Yes.
Listen, no,
Yes.
you know how I feel about it.
And let's
I've
be
always
clear. Let's
felt
be
about
clear.
it,
Let's
right?
be clear, Dan.
You
I'm
do
sorry. I'm
not.
sorry. Real quick.
You do.
Real quick, right? Let's be clear, right? Allen Iverson could do that. You know, get one of his mans to get a chick or whatever. Eric
Right.
Snow, Aaron McKee, they couldn't do that. They couldn't do that.
Wow, you facts. You
I'm
facts.
saying this, TJ. I'm saying this though. What I'm saying is, if I hit the Mega Millions, right, I might do want to do some sexually deviant shit. I might do have some fetishes. I might do want to throw some lavish parties and all that, right? But I don't got enough money to get willing participants. I ain't got to put drugs and baby oil to have to do what I want to do, bro.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Willing participants, bro. That's the difference.
I was in Miami, and that was the time we met Shaq and Dwayne Wade when they was on the Heat. It was the playoffs. Everybody, it was the weekend before Memorial Day weekend, and the Heat had a big ass playoff game down there. And I'll never forget this. It was Sam Cassell, the alien, sitting by himself with 2 tables of bad chicks. I had a chick on my scooter on the back. I was like, "Yo, what's up, Sam? What's good?" And he's looking at me like, "Do we know each other?" And I was like, "Ah, peace." And I just pulled
I'm not even gonna give you
All
the
I
chance to
can
play
say,
me.
and when Tyrone said willing, you could get willing participants. All I thought about is Georgia Ave and Sterling or whatever it is, the Stanley in Brooklyn near Cozine.
Mm.
You can find willing participants that do laps over there. Plenty of them. Anytime I drive to work, matter of fact, there's the specific garage is famous because that is a famous racetrack. If you get what
bro.
I'm
But
saying,
there's
You
difference
you
between
304
you
TikTok.
quality.
you're not
Dan,
cold.
there's a difference between quality and quantity, my friend.
But but Tyrone mentioned willing participants. The willing participants do laps. They get a
Yeah,
workout over there
yeah.
while the
The
police
quality,
monitor. While the
the
police
quality of
monitor the area.
the quality of the participant also matters.
Mhm. Mm.
CJ,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this: in 2001, when the Sixers was making their playoff run, you had bad bitches in Philly that would have paid Iverson. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm going with willing participants. I need bad bitches in Philly that would have paid him.
and on that note, I think we're good today. This was a fun one. This is a good one.
Oh
Oh, you
man,
know what
this
to
was
do.
Yes, sir, man. Great show, man. My apologies for showing up late, man. But I made it. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to my boy Jamal, who's not here. Shout out to you guys. Yeah, man. Look forward to next week, man. Real short this week, man. Pass it off to Tyrone.
I need
If
to
he could ever catch
apologize
it.
for my technical difficulties. I need to apologize for my technical difficulty today. But right before I started the podcast, You see how this tip right here doesn't have the little metal piece that plugs into the back of my router? Yeah, I dropped it and broke that. So I had to try to go off my phone hotspot, and my phone hotspot wasn't too hot. So I'm sorry for the technical difficulties today, but I'll get it right. As you can see, I changed my studio up a little bit too, so you know, comes with the territory. But I'm just gonna apologize. That was all my fault today because I'm clumsy. But TJ, go ahead, man.
My shout out today goes strictly to Tyrone. All right, for rocking the Bobos in high school and still working his magic in the back of the hatchback. All right.
Yo, speaking of TJ, yo, speaking of quality and quantity. Speaking of quality and quantity, I think that needs to be revisited. Because this nigga had a hatchback with Bobo. He was forward.
You want to talk about opposite end spectrums of that world right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Ty, for stretching $25 and failing gym all 4 years. You are different, my brother, and I love you. I love you for it. I love you for it, brother. That's all I got. That's all I got.
The car will get you there faster than sneakers. It will get you faster than sneakers.
Faster than them Bobos, that's for sure.
There was no mom. Look at this. Look at this. There was no I can run faster. There was no I can run faster, Mom. Look at this. Look how high I can jump in these. Yo, remember that shit being a dumbass running down the aisle like
some pottery from Home Depot.
You.
And big ups to Curtis saying we were in his top 3 of the YouTube wrap up. Shouts out to you, brother, as always.
Sir, thank you.
But as you know how it goes, 20% off your order using Hooks Rub. And my shout out is to me being a fucking failure to the team because I can't find my fucking laptop. And now this is, I think, week 4 of no shows on the podcast feed. So either by today or by tomorrow, y'all are gonna get 4 episodes on the Apple Podcasts and all the other podcast platforms. You're gonna get all 4 episodes because my ass was stupid.
You can't find your laptop?
It's somewhere in the house. I just gotta find this. It's somewhere. It's probably
check under the bed, man. Check under the bed.
It's not lost. Like I left it outside. I don't take it out of the house. It's just somewhere under something, and I gotta charge it. And we done. No collecting them special jars of stuff. Peace.
Sir.